It's business, blood. It's business. It's business. It's a proper fight with us and Chelsea all the time, isn't it, chat? I can't be bothered with these guys no more. But by the way, big up to everyone who's tuned in, and please do smash a like if you enjoy, dislike if you don't enjoy. If you see me in the street, feel free to punch me in the face if you can catch me, because I'm too slippery slow. Subscribe if you haven't already. And also, we're in a battle with Chelsea. It's like a war. Us and them are playing on Sunday too. So this video is primarily going to be about us versus Chelsea, not the game. We're going to talk about Caicedo, then we'll touch on Lavia, then we'll touch on the game and all that juicy stuff. The Premier League's happening right now. Haaland's already back to dominating the Premier League, which is BS because that guy is just too good, man. He's a robot, and I hate the way that no one deserves to be mentioned to Haaland in the Premier League. But anyway, fuck Haaland. Let's get into this stream. Briefly, big up to Rubber and Ipswich. Big up to Nelson. Big up to you, sir. Long time no speak. Big up to Colin. Big up to Wisdom. Big up to Panascouse. Big up to everyone, all the regulars. I know that Drunk Vigo will be there somewhere. Zaberi's probably there, devastated to see how his ownership's getting on at the moment. I'm only messing, Zaberi. I'm only messing with you. Let me share the screen because who cares about Hamez? Let's get into it, chat. I'll make sure that all super chats are addressed as well. Big up to everyone financially supporting the stream in these dire times, at least for Liverpool. Yeah, anyway, shout out to Dave Ockop. He says, Liverpool believe Chelsea are struggling to find an agreement with Brighton. This was as of 27 minutes ago for Moises Caicedo, and have not yet given up on the signing. So listen, that's according to Paul Joyce, not Dave Ockop. He's referencing Paul Joyce there. Underneath here, an hour ago, understand Chelsea are now in contact with Brighton to discuss their new bid for Moises Caicedo. Talks are on. So as of an hour ago, Chelsea are directly talking to Brighton. As of 27 minutes ago, according to Paul Joyce, who's obviously got those links directly with the club, Chelsea is struggling to find an agreement with Brighton regarding the deal. So what I know, chat, is that we can delve into, okay, do you want a player who didn't want you first? We can delve into that throughout the stream. What I want to touch on first is the details of what happened. So can we still get Caicedo, even though him and his agent have came out and said that they prefer Chelsea? And we can delve into the reasons and all that. But first, let's break down the story. We offered £110 million for Caicedo, right? Brighton accept. Caicedo says, actually, no, I've been talking to Chelsea for the past 8 weeks, so I'm all good, but thank you for the offer. That puts us in a bit of a shit situation and also opens the door for Chelsea to go and meet an offer. Now, one thing that I've mentioned over the past 24 hours is that deal of giving Brighton the money they want up front. It's not Chelsea can't afford 110 million, but for financial fair play reasons, can they give them more money than we can up front? Not the case. And Brighton want the money up front. Now, that's important because now Brighton are happy to accept us. Caicedo wants Chelsea. But now these are two conflicting things. So where we've got to is from an hour ago, that's what Fabrizio Romano was saying. From an hour ago, Chelsea got back in talks with Brighton, and it seems that those struggles, which are kind of anticipated, are coming along. Now, there's also been reports from Fabrizio Romano saying Liverpool are intending to pull out the deal, but then there's other reports saying that we might actually stay in the deal, depending on the thing with Lavia. And now here's where Lavia links into the Baston thing, chat. Get on this. Chelsea have agreed a £50 million deal with Southampton for Lavia, but they've still yet to reach an agreement. So it's literally a reverse. They've got an agreement with the player we've been linked with. We've got an agreement with the club of the player that they've been linked with. But we haven't got the personal terms agreed with either player. They've not got personal terms agreed with Lavia. We haven't with Caicedo. Now, I think it's a much easier job to convince Lavia to go to Chelsea than it is for us to convince Caicedo. Because I also saw a rumour saying that Chelsea offered Caicedo 200k a week, whereas we're offering Caicedo 120k a week. And now that the agent of Caicedo is involved with this, just stick with me, chat. Now that the agent is involved with this, he's thinking, well, Chelsea's going to be making my bank account richer. So let's make sure we get Caicedo the best financial deal possible. And this is evident. Even when he wanted to join Arsenal, he did a whole Instagram post saying to Brighton fans, I'm sorry, I just want money. You know, when he mentions about his childhood and stuff like this and how he wants to feed his family. And that's boss. That's great and amazing. But then now you've got to question many other aspects. But that's the story. That's the breakdown. I'll answer your questions Do you want Caicedo, a player who's turned us down publicly? Do you want us, or would you prefer us to go out for Lavia? Do you think 110 million's worth it? Do you think 50 million's worth it? Or will Todd Bowley just go out and do a Basletton thing and get both? That's the question that I remain. But I'll remind you of the update before we continue, just in case you're tuning into the stream. And you better smash those likes, chat. This was from Paul Joyce. Liverpool believe Chelsea is struggling to find an agreement with Brighton over Moises Caicedo. That was as of half an hour ago. This was updated. An hour ago, Fabrizio Romano said Chelsea are in contact with Brighton regarding the deal over Moises Caicedo. Even if we keep going down, there's more and more stuff. Here's Sky Sports. Chelsea are actively working on a deal, blah, 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 blah. It seems that there could be struggles, but there might not, because Todd Bowley is a smart guy and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, chat. And I don't agree with the sentiment that Todd Bowley's a cheater. I don't. I think he's finding loopholes. I think if you can find loopholes, I don't know how you can be called a cheater. You know what I mean? It's insane how much he's spending. But if you can spend it and you find a way to spend it, that's amazing. Shout out to Sam. He says, I'm going to be honest, I don't care if he said the club shite, I want him, man. But the thing is, he never said the club was shite. He just said he has a preference of Chelsea. He didn't say anything like he doesn't want to move to Liverpool, but his preference was a move to Chelsea. So it doesn't mean the deal's completely collapsed. And really the question should be, if Chelsea can't reach an agreement, well, is it Brighton or Liverpool? And we're going to offer him more money than what Brighton probably do, so he'll probably choose us. Just give me a player. I'm in pain, James. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. This is giving me a proper headache. I've had a really tough 24 hours as well. So for that 24 hours to be culminated into the footballing world, that's just not what I want yet. Not what I want at all. Shout out to Jake. He says, James, in my opinion, Bajcetic is written off here. And when he played last season, he was one of the players. No. Listen, Jake, as much as I respect you saying, okay, Bajcetic could be boss for the future, stop being a tit and stop being on FSG's payroll, because they'd say something like this. I'm only messing, Jake. You're not a tit. You're just a bit of a tit. That's a bit of a tit. No, yeah, you're not a tit, but that's a tit thing to say. Chat WRL, is that a tit thing to say? Bajcetic is the option. We're not sleeping on him. We're just identifying him for what he is. A 17-year-old Spaniard who looks about 15, and we need to give him time to get into the team. Capiche, Jake? Big up to you, though, sir. Big up to you, my friend. Let me read these super chats as well, dead quick. Big up to Scouser Doyle. He says, can get another chomp, mate. Head still battered. I think I'm going to need more than a chomp. Maybe if I combine the money you passed me the other night and tonight, I can go and get a Corona or something, because I think that'll probably do the job right now. Fabrizio has lost credibility. He is being caught lying. I think there's definitely times where the information might not be as reliable, but when you consider that he's one of the more reliable journalists, I still think it's worth talking about what he reports on. And that's why I'm giving you a combination of reports. It's why I'm giving you Paul Joyce as well as Fabrizio Romano. Because Fabrizio Romano's been very adamant Chelsea, or Caicedo will probably end up going to Chelsea. However, apparently the narrative that Liverpool are going to pull out this deal might not be as true as being suggested right now. So it really all depends on us. If Chelsea can't agree and we still pursue the deal, that's our player. Shout out to Emma Ragav. Has the Taram and Kone rumours gone quiet? They're not just quiet, they're non-existent, my friends. We need to forget about those. They don't exist no more. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck off with the El Neni shouts. Fuming with these El Neni shouts in La Conga. They fully will get into our team. I spoke to Ranch yesterday and we talked about Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay would start for Liverpool right now, chat. I just feel like we all need to establish that. Hold that, James. Fuck you, John. Fuck that. What do you mean, hold that? I haven't done nothing. I'm being nice. Oh, you hold that. Fabrizio seems very biased. He might be a Chelsea fan. He might be, but Liverpool aren't giving him any clarity on the situation. For the past 5 weeks, we've been linked with Lavia. And then we just go and swoop in for Caicedo out of nowhere. And to be fair, I mean, I don't know what Fabrizio's lied about today. I don't know Fabrizio. I've got no reason to back Fabrizio. I feel like there's been a few things that have aligned with the story. Fabrizio is not when it comes to Liverpool. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have those direct Liverpool links, to be fair. That's definitely one that maybe should be questioned. What is Chelsea waiting for when it comes to the next bid? They know how much they have to pay. It is sus. I think they're trying to find a slightly different deal to what we had. I think the complications are coming chat WRL, is the complications just coming from how much money is paid up front. So because we're willing to pay more money up front, whereas Chelsea want to do more of installments, Brighton are saying, no, give me the money now. Basically, I'm not waiting years and years and years to retrieve all this money. We want it right here, right now. And I think we're more willing to offer more money in terms of the upfront stuff. So is that right? Is that right? Am I on at least along the right lines there? Because there is plenty of reliable journalists right now saying conflicting stuff, which is very difficult to really comprehend. 850 people in the stream, by the way, to see my misery and my meltdowns. And I'm going to be making sure I'm tearing Chelsea fans as well with all my might, because these are going to be coming at me. So I'm going to need to have my guards up, chat. Big up to my man, Rem. Big up to you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. Never said nothing, but big up to you. And then shout out to El Emirati. I love that name, El Emirati. It sounds like a Belter football club from somewhere. Fabrizio stated Caicedo started. Wait there, sorry. Fabrizio stated Caicedo started following Chelsea on Insta today. Got called out on that. Oh wow. Look how Chelsea discarded Tyler Adams. They don't have cash. Wait there. So no chat. One sec. Tyler Adams is officially a Chelsea player now. I thought that was a here we go. Oh, so has Fabrizio got a couple of things? Oh, so Fabrizio's getting a bit ahead of himself then when it comes to these little transfers, you know what I mean, chat? Okay, then. So I thought Tyler Adams was done, and that's why I would have been he's not done. Deal's off. No, chat, fuck off. What you mean? See, Tyler Adams being done would have really helped us out here. Would have really helped us out, because then what is the incentive to go and get Caicedo and Lavia when you've just gone and got Tyler Adams? Now that deal's off, we have a lot to worry about, because Chelsea have now got agency, motherfuckers. And when Chelsea have got agency, it's not even Chelsea. It's when someone like Todd Bowley has agency. That is when you've got to sit there and comprehend, well, we might be in the shitter. We might not be in a good position here, because this guy has got the resources. He's got the mentality to apply the resources, and he's got the smarts to find the loopholes, chat. I think we could be in some pretty big trouble. I'm not going to lie to you. Chelsea simply do not have the money. They're making a ton of noise, but they can't pull the money up. They bid for Lavia because it's doing news around. So we got shook and left and leave Caicedo and go for him. I think I know what you're saying there, man. I do think I know what you're saying. First red card already given. Or was this of the new? How was the City game getting on? Is that still 2-0? Tyler Adams had his medical, then Chelsea pulled out. They're rats. They're rats, bro. Can you imagine being Tyler Adams? Can you imagine? I wondered if we must have had some massive influence on that. Like, what? So maybe they're fearful of losing out on Caicedo and thought, well, all right then, fuck Tyler Adams as a backup. Let's just get Lavia. But now that means they've got more of an incentive to go and get both Caicedo and Lavia. Or am I just reading it wrong, chat? Because I think we all need to like the stream. Big up to Jag. Is it that Jag Singh? Big up to you, sir. You're always in these streams as well. Ornstein's on fire. Fabrizio was terrified. Ornstein might be man of the match for the transfer window so far, chat. Who are you going with, Fabrizio or Ornstein for the window so far? Is it 3-0 to City? Yeah. You're on to the way. Haaland's just doing Haaland things and fingering everyone again as well. Big up to Festus. Chelsea had Tyler Adams but cancelled the deal so Brighton can get him. Caicedo. Chelsea are ruthless fuckers, you know. They are ruthless bastards. It's like if you get out of a relationship and then you get in one temporarily and then you say, actually, nah, I'm all good, to be fair. I'm going to go back to my old one. I read that super chat. Big up to Edrin, always supporting the streams. Thank you for the financial support, sir. And the same goes for anybody who smashes a like, subscribes and all that stuff. 900 people in the stream to see my demise. We're going to be seeing the updates throughout the stream. If there is updates, I want you guys to let me know. We're a team here. Big up to Edrin. Chelsea can't pay the complete fee. Okay, so they're trying to offer players. So this is important. Thank you, Edrin. So if this is true, what Edrin says, the details and the complications seems to be that Brighton are just saying, listen, Liverpool have offered 110 million. You can't offer that. You're going to have to try and do something. So maybe they're just willing to entertain the talks. If there's any... But what player are they going to give them? Gilmore. What's his name? Happy Gilmore? Nah, Billy Gilmore. Who's the Scottish kid who plays for Chelsea? Or doesn't he play for Norwich now, actually? I'm not too sure. Could give him... Because didn't he go out on loan to Brighton? Who knows? Pooligans, shout out to you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. And then I want to shout out to Revelation Artist who says, easy, bro. Easy, bro. I think it's a joke, but my hopes is a W for tomorrow. Chat, do you know our game? Is it tomorrow or Sunday? Please say it's Sunday. Please say it's Sunday against Chelsea. I can't be arsed with this game being tomorrow. Are you mad? I need a break. Thank you for Colin, who became a member just now. Big up to you, sir. You're always commenting, and you're a legend. You are an absolute G. Gilmore was sold to Brighton last year. Oh. So who have they got? Who have they got? Sunday. Nice. We've got a nice little break until the game. Okay, happy days then. Happy days. Let me see if there's any updates on the Lavia news chat. Because the Caicedo update, we've kind of got a few more. I'm no doubting that there's going to be more throughout the stream as well. So let's have a look at the Lavia updates. in terms of him coming to Liverpool, because yeah, this is fucking annoying. Right, so this Sacha Tavalari, or whatever his name is, sorry for the pronunciation to any Belgians in the world out there. Who's that messaging me there? Go on to chat in the community. Allow redirect. I'm not too sure. Settings. I've just got a message. Community. Allow redirect. Shout out to my guy, I think. Oh yeah, all channels can redirect my content. Save. Done. Right, let me just show you this. Big up to the 950 people who were in the stream. Being told Chelsea FC had an agreement for 50. Isn't this one of the more reliable dudes in Belgium as well, chat? Isn't that the case? Romeo Lavia, the Blues finally reached the values of the Saints and wants to bypass Liverpool on their priority target. Oh, you can fuck off, you Chelsea blue-wearing bastards. Fair play, Dom. You're on to when you really hate someone, but you respect it. Like, you respect the bullshitness. The shit-haisery. You know what I mean? Almost 1,000 in the chat to see the demise of Hamez Redmondinho. Chat, what are we doing to ourselves? Shout out to Jason Knight. Is there any other options besides Lavia and Caicedo? Apparently not. And no, Jones at a number 6 is a crack cocaine thought. A crack cocaine thought. If you really believe that's a good idea, jeez, man, like rats are roady blood. Rats are roady with the rats reading that. Jeez, big up to everyone who's coming in the stream. Now, to all the United fans and Chelsea fans, go fuck yourself, because I know that you're here to cry on me. Well, I'm here to cry to you, to be fair. But you know me, I can hold my own. Right, so yeah, this Belgian dude, chat. This dude's chatting madnesses. He's coming out here and he's going, oh yeah, this. He's saying that Romeo Lavia is going to Chelsea, and he's a reliable dude. Isn't he the Ornstein of Belgium, chat? That's got to be thingy. Liverpool has pulled this shit. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Todd has stepped in. Todd can fuck off. Todd needs to do one. Todd needs to recognise his place, you know what I mean? FSG were here first, my G. FSG were here first. Big up to Mike Daz, who becomes a member. And big up to Mike Daz. He was a superstar on yesterday's stream. And then Arafat Fahim, he says, missing both player for whom we should go next. Chat, do you think Chelsea... Yeah, put either... Right, how am I going to word this? Who do you think's... Yeah, put Caicedo and Lavia and then say the club you believe they're going to go to. So put Caicedo, and then if you think he's going to go to Chelsea, put him next to Chelsea. And then put Lavia, and then who do you think he's going to go? Because, chat, I was adamant we were going to get Lavia, you know. I was adamant we were going to get Lavia. I was certain. I couldn't be more certain. It weren't a prediction. It was a fucking spoiler. Until it weren't. So I feel like this is just one of those things. And I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but the rants raid is just, it's taking over our chat, yeah? Liverpool hold that. How does it feel not to get both of your targets, Lavia and Caicedo, you screw-ups? Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Will you know what, though, sir? You never know. We might still have hope. Chelsea are apparently skint. Not skint, but financial fair play can fuck them up. Which I think could fall in our favour. You never know. And listen, yeah, I feel like all you United fans really need to start using and bumping up this memory, to be fair. Like, I remember when Subway mocked you guys. You guys thought, oh, yeah, no, we're still above you at the table, blah, blah, blah. Even though we ended up catching up towards the end of the season anyway. But listen, I ordered a Subway that day, right? You can see this on my TikTok. I ordered a Subway. I asked for the cherry, a Pepsi Max cherry, and then they didn't have no more Pepsi Max cherry, and they sent me a 7-Up on the day that we fucked just 7-0. And they knew my name from the Uber Eats order, which was James Redmond. So after that, we're going to fuck you next season with our front five. It's nice to know they'd be willing to spend 110 million on the right player, though. That's right. But I might be willing to buy a laptop. Does not mean I'm going to go out and buy the laptop, because I might end up finding something cheaper, something that I prefer. Okay, it's nice to know the money's there. But if it's a publicity stunt, which is what some people's recommending, it's not out of the realms of possibility, you know, chat. You do know FSG are scumbags to the point where we actually might do shit like this. We might do shit like, oh, okay, let's just go and put the bid in for marketing reasons. Why couldn't we get Jude? It's because he rejected us. I know, but still. It didn't seem like we had the money at that time. And I think when we sold Fabinho and Henderson, that was where we got serious about people like Caicedo and all these people. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be addressed right now. I don't even remember Subway mocking United, literally. Yeah, I was an eyewitness, my friend. Yeah, I want to see German balls on the table. Smack that huge meat on the table. Pause. That is wild, my friend. That is wild. Jesus Christ. mean? Have a gram of coke. Okay, wow, that never got any better. Have a gram of coke and that Brighton fruitcake's up. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'm sure there's some people who agree with that in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Total Eclipse. He says, we should have slapped this money on Jude, ends have gone, and Tuchemani. Yeah, but the thing is, if those dudes don't like us or don't want to join us, because Real Madrid's are well better, that's important. That's certainly something to identify in terms of the negotiations. FSG are trying. You can see they're trying something. Do you know my number one problem, chat? It's the structure. It's the build-up. It's the lack of preparation. It's clearly not knowing who you're coming up against in somebody like Chelsea. That Lavia deal should have been wrapped up. If your preference was Caicedo all along, you should have made more work on the personal terms. I think it's wild. You can go out, spend 110 million on a player, make the manager announce it in a press conference and making himself look like a dickhead for the player to not even have personal terms agreed. That to me is wild. And by the way, crack cocaine. When we finally bid big, and it's just on a money grabber who wants higher wages than the better club. Listen, I respect it from Caicedo, man. The guy's from Ecuador, chat. You know what I mean? Let the guy make his peas over in London. Shout out to Deb's Disney Desk. Big up to you. Do you reckon Chelsea are only going in for Lavia to make us pull out of Caicedo so they don't have to bid up? You know what I mean? Now, I know what you're saying. Chat, WRL, do you think this is the case? Do you think Chelsea are just coming out there and saying, do you know what? We're going to go ahead and pay you this money. And I hope you freak out and then go back in for Lavia. WRL. I think that's a good shout from you, you know, Debs. I never even thought of that. That could be a good idea. But genuinely, it would be like Chelsea to try both. But then, if they've got FFP issues, I think it matters how the installments are then built across the transfer deals. You know what I mean? Let me see what yous are all saying. W's. There's a lot of W's, and then there's a couple of L's in the chat as well. Pooligans. He says the transfer deal was a package of £90 million. 90 mil upfront and a sell-on clause percentage with Brighton. That's the rumour. Fair play. Is this the one? Is this Chelsea's offer? Just trying to clarify. Big up to James Graham, who became a member as well. Much love to you, sir. Want to shout out to Arafat again. Even I think I've read that super chat, but big up to you, sir, as well. But Chelsea can't buy them both. Now, this is the thing. So we're getting one of them now. Surely, wait there. I think you need to calm down, sir. I think you need to relax. Because, you know, I don't think you're getting both players, you know. I don't think you're getting both players. We're scumbags. Like, we are the embarrassment of this transfer window. I'll concede this. You guys are scumbags. You guys can't even spend money, bro. You've spent that much money. Your bank card is now declining in clubs. That's the position you've got to. You're now trying to just buy a girl a nice drink. Oh, card declined because you've spent over your 20 quid limit. Listen, bro, it's fine. If we go and hijack Caicedo, it's fine. And then if we go and get Lavia, we're sticking to our guns. It's good either or. But chat, do you know what I don't like about all this? And this is one of my biggest pet peeves about the current moment. We need a centre-back. Let me just reiterate. We need a centre-back. And everyone's forgetting about the centre-back position. That for me is a concern. Just a Paquito bit of a concern. Deb's Disney Desk says, do you reckon Chelsea are only going... Oh, have I read that one? I have read that one. Big up to Fuad. Big up to you, sir. Sell Thiago, Jordan Henderson for Fabinho. Thiago, open 600k. Oh, don't sell Thiago. He's mad. We've sold enough midfielders. 600k a week on the wage bill. Add another 50 mil and give PSG 165 mil for Mbappe. 600k a week to Mbappe. But yeah, fuck every part of that. Chat, would you do that? Would you go and buy Mbappe 600k a week? Use game? Not that it'd happen. But thank you for the super chat, sir. Liverpool just bought a girl a drink and then her boyfriend turned up. Facts, a boyfriend turns up and then let us know who's boss real quick. Refused to pay this 50 million for Lavia, but offer 110 for my man. Nah, Lavia isn't having that disrespect, surely. This is why it's weird, man. This is why it's strange. I thought he was the priority target. And because he was the priority target, we were then going to go ahead and say, well, if he's the priority target, it's probably a greater risk to allow Chelsea just to go in and swoop for him. And now reports are suggesting that Chelsea have actually agreed a deal with Southampton to spend £50 million on Lavia, which means we might lose out on our target while simultaneously getting a player who doesn't seem to want to join us, at least in terms of a preference. He might want to join Liverpool 30%. But then he wants to join Chelsea 70%. So then you sit there and you say, okay, then you chose them above us. Do we still go for you? Now, I still think you can go for a player like that because, again, it's not like he's saying he doesn't want Liverpool at all. But there's still that sort of conflict. It's like, listen, I want a six-pack, but I love a Domino's. And because my love for a Domino's outweighs my want for a six-pack, you can want a six-pack, but really you don't want it enough, do you? So I think it's one of those things at the moment, chat, where we're just kind of window shopping. And we need to start getting serious, you know what I mean? At least take the risk of the card getting declined. Shout out to Mike. He says, we should have taken the 110. Bid 55 for Lavia and activated Ignacio's release clause. We had 110 mil all summer. Disgrace. This club is run like Emerald. I think that's a great point. If getting Caicedo for 110 mil now negates us getting a centre-back, that's a huge fucking problem. And again, another problem with the ownership regarding decision-making and structure and all these things. It's absolutely terrible. By the way, can we get those likes up, chat, just as high as possible? We've got 1,000 people in the stream. Am I cheeky asking for 500 likes? Come on. Or dislike it. You know what I mean? If you don't like me, then I understand. They dropped Adams for Caicedo and agreed a price with Southampton, 50 plus mil. So we bid for him and leave Caicedo. It's just a game of chess. Hopefully we win. So who's at a game of chess for now? Do you think that we're actually trying to get Caicedo or Lavia? By the way, where does this rank in terms of transfer sagas of all time? This is up there. This is up there as one of the craziest transfer sagas of all time. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, Harry Kane's even gone to Bayern Munich. I haven't even been thinking about that, and that's a huge piece of business. James, would you still entertain Kone? I personally would. I think Kone is a baller. I think he's got great attributes, and I think he can add to the right here right now, but also support us in the long term. So he'd be a great option, but I just don't think he's what we're looking for whatever reason. And he's also not a number 6, so he's not a priority in that sense. Shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to Striker. Chelsea can't afford it. That's why they want us back away. They are delaying the bids till Sunday when Brighton set a deadline for the day. It's so confusing. I think everyone's just up in the air and don't have a clue about what's going on at the moment. Can we all agree on that, chat? Like even these journos, because what's today's news is not tomorrow's news. I always reference Fekir. He was a player. He had the interview. Next thing you know, he's not a player no more. So technically, whoever said the deal was done was a liar because the deal was never done. Otherwise, he'd be a player. You know what I mean? Transfers are complicated. Even the fact that we would have had a medical with Caicedo done today and he just went, nah, fuck that. Like the randomness. I was just thinking to myself, like, whoa, I thought we were being ballers and then we've just got brought right back down to earth. It's like as if you've been skinned your whole entire life, but then you finally make some money and you get into that good club, and that good club so happens to have upper echelon eye candy, and then you go over to the eye candy and the eye candy still dismisses you. You have been waiting for said eye candy. You have been waiting for your entry into this location for the eye candy to say, fuck you. Know what I'm saying? Chat. We tried to move to it. Or move to him in this case. And it didn't work out because he just... I've got a girlfriend. Shout out to Will Robbo. I think we're moving for Ignazio, but I don't know if it's true. No. Right now as we speak, there's not a chance. But Fabrizio Romano did, and a few other journalists have said we're going to sign 2 more players. And that was after Soboslai. So we'll see. Shout out to Gaz as well. Big up to everyone for the financial support throughout this stream. Absolute legends, mate. What a booming stream. Over 1,000 viewers. I mean, this transfer window's been crazy. The Premier League's back up. Everything's just going mad at the moment. Mick says, this is a war game. FSG is protecting the Lavia bid. Chelsea hijacked from us. So Chelsea need to step off first. FSG knew Caicedo was Chelsea bound, as Chelsea knew Lavia is red. But why the fuck did we get involved in each other's business? Because I thought at first, did Todd Bowley and John W. Henry get on the phone and say, hey, lads, like, let's sort out these little clubs who are trying to overcharge us? And now we're paying more money for these players. We could end up in a bidding war for Lavia, and then we could be paying 110 million for Caicedo, and apparently money was the issue until it weren't. But then I just hope that we can get one of these guys over the line, get me a midfielder, get me one of these guys, get me a centre-back. I think I'm happy with that. Liverpool is like buying drinks for a buff girl all night. She's agreed to go back to yours, and then some hench geezer comes along and just takes it. Yeah, and you've just got no chance. It's like me taking someone back, and then Brock Lesnar says, by the way, that's my bird. And I say, Sam, Brock, by the way, do you need a taxi? Because I'll pay it for you, and then I'll run. Yeah, it's a tough time right now, because Chelsea most certainly have the guns here. They most certainly can flex in a superior manner to what we can. They've got money, they've got peas, they've got resources, they've got the pull of London. They're also just as successful as us in recent time, which is horrible to say. Based on trophies, points tallies, and Premier Leagues, can't compete. based on trophies, they fuck us. They fuck us. In the last 10 years. Are you mad? Chat, did you know that they've got every trophy we've won? Plus a Europa League in the past 5 years. Isn't that wild? Isn't that actually wild, though? Don't you think that's mad? If you're a player and you're thinking, where am I going to go for trophies? I think Chelsea are the team that's more willing to break apart their shit. Like United, they'll hold on to Harry Maguire for 4 years too long, you know? Us, we'll hold on to Naby Keita till the end of his fucking deal. They're just tearing up contract. They're already trying to sell fucking Cucurella. Trying to sell Cucurella 12 months after purchasing him. So they've got that ruthlessness. So when you're a player and you see that project, you're like, at least they're trying. Whereas if I go to Liverpool and it doesn't go well, when are they going to replace these players and where's the agency going to be? Because that's where it gets tough, you know what I mean? James, I'm guessing you were watching the City game. I weren't, to be fair. I weren't. But I did see Haaland get a couple of goals. And yeah, he's probably just going to go ahead and get that golden boot again, innit? Yes, but if they make a mistake, they can spend 200 to fix it. We've had Keita till he had no knees. Yeah, Keita was just a granddad by the time he left. He also got injured before his first game for friggin' Werder Bremen. Russian Oil Cheating Foundation, James. Russian Oil Cheating Foundation, James. Who's the Russian Oil Cheating Foundation? Like a proper thing? The Russian Oil Foundation. I'm not too sure, lads. They're onto something. You know, those oil fellas have money. You know what I'm saying? We don't want Lavia. Oh, okay, Harris. So you're saying we just don't want Lavia at all, and the whole entire time was he just a ploy so we could go and sneak him for Caicedo? Chat WRL, do you think that's the case? I thought Lavia was a fucking choice and a half, though, you know. I really built up to wanting Lavia. I think if Chelsea get him, I'd be jealous. I'd be jealous. I think he's fucking... Oh, he's talking about Abramovich. Yeah. If we have 111 million for Caicedo, clearly we have money to pay 4 million and more and get Lavia done last week. Play him Sunday. We are still Caicedo on the table. Must think there's a chance. Imagine if we got both. I mean, I know that's never happening, chat, because that means we would have had to have spent 250 million. Plus, we still need a centre-back in case I haven't said that already. But I do actually think there's a possibility we could go out and do a madness, you know. I do. Not because of our owners, though. It's just because now I know the money's there and we're getting desperate. But that's what worries me. Will it be the right choice if we do decide to get desperate? Or will we just remain to be Skinton, reserved and safe? And that's probably what we'll do. Chelsea used to wax more money players than City do now back in the 2000s. Nah, Chelsea and City, with all their owners and all their problems that they've had, they always find a way, man. They always find a way to get through those loopholes. Shout out to Skip to Melu. Thank you for becoming a member. And everyone who's becoming a member, you know, that's regular support for the stream. I can't do this without you guys financially supporting the stream, so I can't thank you enough. And even to all the Chelsea fans who are slating me at the moment, big up to all of you, because I see that you're all subscribed and you're getting on board with the channel. And it's more than a pleasure to have you here, because I do want to switch it up throughout the season. I want to start doing more football-orientated content opposed to just Liverpool content. So it's great to have you on board. And keep subscribing, chat. Big up to the enthusiast. Got any enthusiasm for me now, G? Got nothing to say, but get yourself a meal deal. Do you know what's mad? The biggest irony is that the enthusiast has nothing enthusiastic to say. But what is encouraging is the fact you offered me a meal deal, so I appreciate that, sir. Big up to you. You're a ledge. Edrin, much love. He says, Firmino scored a hat-trick today. That's right. By the way, that's my new team. Al Hilal's my new team. You know, chat. You know Al Hilal? No, is it Al Hilal? What's the one that Bobby plays for, chat? If you can let me know the one that Bobby plays for, then that would be fantastic, because that's my team. They're my guys. They've got St. Maximum. They've got Riyad Mahrez. And then they've also got Bobby Firmino up front. They have got a better front three than most Premier League teams, which is absolutely free. Al Ali, they're my team. Al Ali, all the way. Yeah, man. Big up to Al Ali, honestly. They've got a hell of a front three. Big up to Moose Gregus. I know you from somewhere. Have you been here before, lad? I'm not too sure. We don't usually get into wars, bro. We chat personal terms, but bid then buy. Oh, so you're saying bid then buy. So you're saying that the personal terms come after. Still hoping that we finish the CAICEDO deal based on reports, and then Lavia on Saturday. Can we pull the agent? Seems like he's the key here. This is the one. This is a great super chat, and thank you for the super chat, sir. It's the agent. So the agent at the moment has probably got a better deal personally for him and the player from Chelsea's side. But of course, the biggest bid, and the bid that matters is the one that we put on the table. And as it's looking increasingly unlikely that Chelsea are going to be able to reach a fee that Brighton are happy with, it's tough. And also, do Brighton play on Caicedo's and the agent's bluff? So it's like, okay, then, well, if you turn down If we turn down Chelsea, are you then going to turn down Liverpool and then are we stuck with you? Because I don't think Brighton mind that outcome. I don't think they mind if they just finish this transfer window with Caicedo. I think it's more than okay for them. Good super chat, sir, and big up for you as well. Gazelle, he says, we should bid for Lavia again and also leave the Caicedo bid on the table. See what they do then. Whatever our next move is, it needs to be precise. It needs to be accurate. And if it's not, Todd Bowley's going to be walking all over us, man. It's just the type of dude that he is. He's just someone who's clever at this stuff, so we really need to match him at his game. This is one of the toughest matches for Škramatka ever. Like, it's kind of like if your debut came against, I don't know, someone fairly decent, like Islam Makhachev or someone. Like, imagine if your debut in the UFC was against Islam Makhachev. You're fucked, aren't you? You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like this is for Škramatka. His first real bidding war is against one of the biggest pricks who's willing to spend his whole entire bank account. Like, it is wild. It's a tough challenge, but he's rising to it to a degree. Let's see how he does. Nicholas Ray, he says, here's my take, bro. Chelsea are the only sealing Lavia. Chelsea are only sealing the Lavia deal. So we back out of Caicedo as they have the most attractive offer for Brighton. Thoughts, mate? I think that's fair. Where I disagree is the most attractive offer for Brighton. I think Brighton want more money up front. I think if there was no FFP, we can't compete. We can't fucking compete with what they've got. But with FFP, I think we might have a little chance of getting something here. But a question that still needs to be remained as well is will we actually pursue the deal now knowing what Caicedo said? But then Klopp's been public about it. So, because when Klopp made it public, that was the club telling Klopp to make it public and then confirming, like, listen, we're serious. It would now be really embarrassing if you didn't get that deal done. If you're talking about agreed terms and these type of things. Shout out to Sean. He says, we all need to calm down. The YouTube fan base is getting clipped, looking like the pretenders. Liverpool are the greatest team ever. And a money grabber, Ecuadorian is rubbing up. Scousers behave. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I think that I understand. Strong Liverpool fan, respect that side of things. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, I think it's a confusing situation that I think even journalists and the club themselves don't even know what's happening. I think everyone's guessing. I think when they don't even know what is happening and they are just running with the motion, how the frick are we supposed to know? So I get what you're saying, Sean, but in the same way YouTubers look silly, journalists look silly, and in the same way they look silly, the fucking owners look silly, Todd Bowley's looking silly, we're looking silly. Literally, it's just been got you moments back and forth constantly. By the way, guys, get those likes up. All the super chats have been amazing. We've had 26 super chats. You are crazy. Now that's 27. Big up to you guys, man. Seriously. But at the same time, you know how embarrassing it would be for Bowley to lose out after months. Lol, his ego wouldn't let it happen. I hear this. But then how big's our ego? In the match of Todd Bowley, how big's our ego? You know, that's what I want to see right now. And I think we've got an ego there. I do. I think the second we go in for Lavia and then we go in for Caicedo, it seems like it was a long-term plan. So how big's our bollocks? You know what I mean? Pause. Like, seriously, though, how much can we put on the table and say we are going to achieve this? You know what I'm saying? Can we get this deal over the line? Can we get it done? That's an important question to ask. So, yeah, egos is definitely going to play a part here. Let's just hope it doesn't get too emotional. Bellingham rejected us for Madrid in April. I don't know why fans still bringing him up. Let it go, for fuck's sake. It's a weird one. The Bellingham obsession is one of the creepiest things that I've saw in a long time. The amount of people who said that deal was done with no substance at all. About 18 months before he joined Real Madrid. Yeah, it was wild to me. It was quite crazy. But you know what, though? It was a dream that we can dream. And it seems like now we're just dreaming about Caicedo. But then if this deal doesn't fall through, that's Tchouaméni, Bellingham in recent times, and then now Caicedo. And these are all players that were supposed to be replacements for Fabinho. So it gets tougher and tougher. And also, then when we start going for, say we don't get Caicedo or Lavia, here's why this is a bigger problem. And again, poor planning from the people that FSG have employed is because people seem to think that Klopp employed Škramatka. He's not paying Škramatk's wages, so stop thinking that Klopp employed Škramatka, you fools. It was FSG who employed him. The structure leading up to these deals and the planning, listen, it could end up being great, but it's looking like it's going to end up faulty. And if we end up with neither, clubs then know our financial situation. Clubs then know, well, you've got money, and I know you need a CDM, and we don't mind keeping hold of our guy. So fuck yous. You're going to pay us extra than what you need to, and that's just the way it is. And that just seems to be how the game's going at the moment. James, have you seen that Fabrizio's tweets are all fake from today about LFC? Because apparently the co-owners are paying him to pile on the pressure for Brighton. No way. That's got to be a big rumour. That's a super conspiracy, though. I think that happens. I think that journalists, chat WRL, do you think that journalists like get paid by clubs to influence things one way or the other? Because technically, you can say something news-wise and it can be true for that moment until it's not. And then you can just say, well, it's my credibility. It's what my source was heard. You know what I'm saying? That's a shout, though. You know, Fabrizio's defo doing stuff for some of these teams behind the scenes. You reckon? Yeah, you reckon? Do you think if we get Caicedo, he will come out and talk about the fact he has always wanted to play for LFC? I hope not, because that'd be a hypocritical statement. I've heard he's a United fan. I know he really wanted to go to Arsenal and he was twerking to leave for them in January. And then he's been twerking for Chelsea for the best part of 3 months and still is, even with 110 million on the table. I also question Caicedo's mentality. I think that he is definitely someone who's putting money first, which is fine. But you would like to, you know, in an ideal world, you want people to not only play for your club, but love the club they play for. He could still do that. He hasn't said he doesn't like Liverpool. He hasn't said that he's disregarded Liverpool or he's completely ignoring Liverpool. But he has come out and said that, well, Chelsea's my preference. And that's obviously not going to go down well with Liverpool fans. And it kind of gives Chelsea something to work with when it comes to tethering us if we do sign Caicedo. So it really is just about who's the best option. I still think Lavia is a no-brainer. 50 million for one of the top prospects in the country. I'm surprised we haven't jumped on that. And if Chelsea get that done, fucking phenomenal piece of business. Fantastic piece of business. I think that's a better player than Caicedo. They are different players. Lavia's more ball carrier. Caicedo's more of a direct like for Fabinho. He's more just reads the game well, physical presence, gets the foot in at the right times, perfect timing when it comes to tackles. Lavia's the one who's going to carry you forward, and that's why I thought we were going to get him. I thought, you know, just in possession, top player. Like, Caicedo's good on the ball. Lavia's really good on the ball. Chelsea fans all know this. Lavia had some great games against Chelsea last season. Do you think if we get... I've read that one, sorry. My bad. Liverpool are relaxed about the situation and have been all day. Chelsea acting like a kid who knows they are in trouble in starts. I don't know, you know, bro. I'm not too sure, you know, Mo. I'd say we're a little bit scared as well. But if we can come to the conclusion they can't sign both Caicedo and Lavia, then I suppose we can sit there a little bit more rest easy and rest assured that we can at least get one of them. Chat, would you rather Caicedo or Lavia? What are you saying? Big up to Gaz again. One of the man of the matches tonight. Big up to you, sir. George Smackhead is off his head right now. Not a clue what's going on, poor lad. Yeah, he must be just lost in the fire right now. He must be thinking, shit, I thought this was going to be a lot easier. I actually thought we had money to work with. Lavia, Caicedo. Someone said Muppet. That weren't one of the options. No, we're one of the options. Shout out. Yeah, it's split. Some people are saying Lavia and then some people are saying Caicedo. Mainly Caicedo, but they've both had one good year of Premier League experience, no? Like, they've both had 1 year. I suppose one finished Europa League, one finished in thing, and they're both different for their own ways, but I'm not going to lie, I'm edging Lavia. I am edging Lavia. Get me Lavia in the centre-back, and then I'm a happy boy, fam. Especially if it was just Caicedo. That would be the biggest shame for me, you know what I mean? Lavia wants Liverpool. I mean, I know we've established that Lavia wants Liverpool, but then if we don't want him, he's no longer going to want us. You know what I mean? I really want to try and have a little look. Let me just share the screen for you guys a second and just get a little bit more clarity on this. So Ian Doyle says Liverpool have not walked away from their bid for Moises Caicedo. It seems Chelsea and Liverpool are now embroiled in a remarkable game of brinksmanship over Caicedo and Lavia. If Chelsea want both, they'll have to spend around 165 million, which is a lot for two players in the same position, which is very true. Very, very true. I want to see our interest in Lavia. I think we're waiting to see what Chelsea do. Chelsea have raised their offer for Romeo Lavia to over 50 million. Hell, mate, you only have to pay 50, which increases the prospects of them beating Liverpool to both Caicedo and Lavia, says Paul Joyce. And this is at 9:23. which was just over an hour ago. But there's fucking new updates every 2 minutes. This is why it's all confusing and conflicting. Here's this guy. Here's this dude. Have we got any updates here? Oh, that's the pinned tweet. No one cares. No one cares about Cancelo. Fuck Cancelo. Go away, Cancelo. Can't be arsed with you, Cancelo. No one likes you, Cancelo, even though you're a good player. I'll take him. Let's get Cancelo for midfield chat. He'd do a job. Yeah, I feel like the Lavia thing is mainly what Chelsea do with Lavia. I think for us, it's either one of the two. We're not going to get both. And I think for Chelsea, it's the same. But it's just who has more control in these negotiations and this little back and forth game of tag. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely interesting. It is definitely interesting. Let me get those last couple of super chats there. Mo says, check Josh recent tweets. Who's Josh? Who's Josh? We will hand you Gallagher and Sterling. Fuck off. You think Sterling gets into our under 21s? Yeah. You actually think that, my bro? Come on. Ben Doak is clear of Raheem Sterling. Chat, Ben Doak or Raheem Sterling? Josh Lavia, wait there. Let me have a look. Chelsea have raised their offer. Oh, yeah, you're on about this kid who copies it. Not copies, sorry. Not copies. He references everyone in it. What the fuck's going on here, chat? You know what I'm saying? So this dude reports the Liverpool news from alternative journalists. Whichever way it plays out, Brighton are in strong position with Moises Caicedo after Liverpool's bid of just over 110 million. That's right. Liverpool are refusing to walk away from a deal for Moises Caicedo. Chelsea want Liverpool to walk away, potentially to renegotiate terms. Fuck, man. Chelsea are preparing an offer of 115 million, but it isn't straightforward, as that with FFP penalties a consideration. So really, the FFP situation of Chelsea is what matters here, chat. And if they can get that done, then Brighton are going to accept, and then Caicedo's going to go there, which probably means we're no longer going to get Lavia. So I get what you're all saying now. If we, because they've gone in for Lavia, they're now hoping we go back in for Lavia, which means we withdraw our interest from Caicedo. And who's to say Chelsea didn't call up Caicedo's agents and say, listen, say you prefer us for this reason and this reason. And because they've got the better personal terms, Caicedo's agent licensed him saying that. Because Caicedo said some mad stuff to get some moves in the past. You know what I mean? It seems to be whatever fits with the agenda in that moment. Brighton agreed to have an auction. Oh, fuck off. Since this meant their demand a price for Caicedo was going to be met, Chelsea only bid 80-something for Caicedo earlier, I believe. Yeah, that's wild, bro. Someone's playing bluff right here. That's the thing that's going on, chat. That's the thing that's happening. We'll hand you Gallagher and Sterling. That made me cry. That super chat, we'll hand you Gallagher and Sterling. You lot have mugged off Southampton of Lavia, and they'll probably want 70 million now. No, they won't want 70. They'll know that's ridiculous. But yes, now it could get us into a position where if we don't get Caicedo, we would then have to pay more for Lavia. That is right. That is certainly that's definitely accurate. We could end up having to pay 55 or 60 million for Lavia if he remains to be the target. Didn't they back out of Adams? Yes, they did. Which is, I thought that deal was everything and done, which is obviously a big shame and a huge hit to what we've done. What really happened to FSG? Realised Klopp stole his wallet. All this rubbish about Caicedo. Watching Chelsea to cover it up. Possibly. Alhambra, he says, sorry lad, confirmed 55 million, done deal, terms agreed. Oh, which for Lavia? Are you saying for Lavia? Possibly. But then does that mean they can still get Caicedo, though? This is why it's confusing. Surely they can't get both, chat. With all the FFP going on, surely they can't get both. So you think Liverpool should try and go for Andre and Thuram again? No. Not Thuram. I think Curtis Jones is on the level of Thuram. I don't think he's not a number 6. They had an auction last night. Exactly, that's what I thought. Chelsea hadn't met Liverpool's bid, and Brighton are holding strong, thankfully, and not saying to the players' demands. That's what I thought. I thought that the bid had already been concluded. I can't be asked getting into another one with Chelsea because they too good at that shit, fam. They got resources for that shit, fam. We are definitely getting both. You think? Based off what premise? I'd love to hear the premise on why you think that. Can I just say, James, if we sign Lavia, we'll be going into the season with 2 19-year-olds as RDMs. Does it matter? No, because the same people... If age is going to be your sole problem for wanting a player, then you should have never wanted Jude Bellingham. Now you need to ask, okay, he's 19, and he's only had 1 season in the Premier League, but then I can flip that. I can say he came straight into the Premier League from City's youth academy and bossed it in a team that got relegated. In a team that underperformed, he overperformed. You can spin it either way you want. And the same people who will cry about his age are the ones who won't, who'll twerk for Jude Bellingham, who's, I think, younger or the same age. Now, I know it's different because Bellingham's more proven. But at the same time, Lavia is a very proven player. He's got a great resume. One of the top prospects in Belgium, identified personally by Pep Guardiola at Man City, and then identified personally by Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. So I think he's a top player. I think he's got great attributes and attributes that we can work with for sure. Andreas says, if we don't get Lavia or Caicedo, I want Sangare. He's been a name that's been floated about here and there. He could be a shout. Fabio Carvalho liked a tweet of Fabrizio saying we are potentially missing out on Caicedo. Yeah, Carvalho's laughing at the moment. Yeah, there's a weird relationship there between Carvalho and the club. It's definitely a strange one. John Henry won't let Chelsea bully us. When we bid for a player, we get them. Happened with Virgil and City. Happened with Diaz and Spurs. He won't let it slide. I suppose when you say it like that, for sure, I think that could be a shout. James, you missed. Thank you for letting me know. Jay's super chat. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry about that, Jay. Smacher is a wank. Wait, Smacher is wank. Klopp and our club are laughed at. Yeah, we are definitely the biggest joke of the window so far, for sure. And I'm sorry for missing that super chat. And thank you for sending that in. Big up to everyone, man. 32 super chats tonight. You've been incredible, even amidst and you've been sound considering that I'm going through a lot at the moment, you know what I mean? Also, what happened to Honor? Brighton should honour the auction and sell Caicedo to us, but then if Caicedo says no, that's the issue, you know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying. If you want to be honourable people in some degree, how much honour is in 115 million though? You know what I mean? If Chelsea come in and offer it. Like, you haven't done that on FIFA career mode before where you accept one offer, but then Inter Milan comes in and they offer more. Come on, chat. Fucking hell. By the way, have you seen this cup before? That's me in, like, cartoon form. And then I don't do if, buts, or maybes. And then, like, me going for it. That is worth 110 million. That, my friends, is 110 million pound worthy. That's a transfer record breaker right there. Big up to Mick. He says, I'd say Brighton FSG joins an auction. Do you know all this auction stuff, mate? It's proper crazy how much we've all became financial experts in a chat. Like, we all know our shit about footy. To teach Chelsea a lesson after their poor CBI to B, and their involvement already pre-term Lavia bid. So Chelsea now raise Lavia bid. I know it's wild. Chelsea are playing some mad chess. We need to keep up. I remember when it was reported Alisson wanted Real Madrid. And Gakpo still wanted Man United. Then look what happened. They both signed for us. That's right. I think it's the agent playing about with Caicedo there. I think he's saying, listen, I'll get more money in my bank account. You'll get more money in yours. Let's join Chelsea and let's see if we can still hold out for that move. They're trying to make it about honour. Like, we've already had a deal agreed. Let's be honest. It's pretty much money. Like, I would assume. Yeah, but there is plenty of reasons why you could choose Chelsea over Liverpool. It's not like it's just money, but I think that's what it is in this case. Why would Chelsea not go through with Adams and bid for Lavia instead? It's weird. 20 million Adams was as well, weren't he, chatting? That's it. So that would have been a deal, in my opinion, that would have made a lot of sense. I'm not going to lie to you. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream there because I do need to dusty. Want to shout out to everybody who supported. We've got loads of members, loads of super chats, over 1,000 viewers throughout the whole stream. Beautiful people, man. Thank you to everyone who subscribed and whatnot. Continue to like, and after the stream, if you can leave a comment because it gets us more into the algorithm, I'll make sure to like those comments. But no, guys, listen, Jesus loves every single one of you. I love every single one of you. Liverpool don't, though. FSG certainly don't. So besides them, we've got to share the love with each other. Big up, man. All the new fans as well on board. Big up to yous, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.